we live? Suppose we are. Good morning and welcome. Let me tell you, we're surrounded. We are surrounded. What are we surrounded by? Lies. Near a world full of lies. Lies so established that they can disguise themselves as truth or fact. Reinforced when you hear people say, oh yeah, that's just the way it is. So you got a little red light stop here. Good morning, Larry King, and good morning, other person that is not named at this point. And other person. Good morning, Cold as Ice. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. So what are these lies that I'm referring to that we're surrounded by? I'm going to suggest this one. Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. I think we know a story about a dude that did that. He came crawling back to his dad, who received him with open arms. Do what you love. .99% of the time, doing what you love doesn't pay bills. It's kind of part of the curse. Kind of part of the curse. I don't think it's set up in such a way that we can just do whatever we love, and because it's not necessarily what you're going to love. And I actually am very suspicious about those that say that they love work. Now, take enjoyment. But anybody that puts in their work, and at the end of the day, they say, I didn't even feel like work. I could just keep going for another 16 hours straight. I could just not even sleep. Well, obviously there's a little bit of a situation there. And that's also, I get it, unrealistic. I'm just thinking about all the different works that I've had, a lot of them. I think there was some common themes among these jobs. My face will be smooth for another 2 hours. It's pretty cool. I will start to feel the hairs poking through in 2 to 4 hours. Really will. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, here was my premise. Let me back it up. I told this to my wife this morning. I said I think that it's possible, at least at the least possible, that the devil used the lie of doing work that you enjoy as the ideal, as the thing to be pursued, as a way of making people chase something they'll never get. And obviously, you should differentiate the difference between that idea and those that are working and they're just being obedient and faithful and they're thankful for their work regardless of what they're doing, because that's the point. The liar that surrounds us with lies would have people believe that they just need to find that right thing, that right job. We're surrounded by lies, guys. We are surrounded by all sorts of lies. Just make sure that you can spot them. That's my recommendation to you. Make sure you know how to spot them. 65? What happened there? Trying to chill us out. It's about how cold it was yesterday at work. About 65. I said I was going to bring a jacket. Well, good morning, everyone. I figured I'd start off with the heavy and then take a moment. All right, let's see. Exactly, Larry King. I went to bed just shortly before 9 p.m. last night, and I woke up multiple times throughout the night, but eventually, just after 6, And I could have slept another 6 or so hours. Really, really worn out. I feel well. I don't actually feel sick per se. You're gonna have to chill. Thank you. It wasn't just me I was concerned about. It was the dude in front of me that was having cold feet margin. You know, I got to consider all things. Anyway, one of these vehicles is stinky in an unhealthy kind of way. So today might be the last day to sign up for Patreon before their situation changes. You're considered a legacy member if you sign up before the end of the month and activate your page. You have to go through the whole process of adding all the stuff and then clicking activate. And as long as you do that before the end of the month, you're a legacy member, grandfathered in with their priorities. So if you think that you might be having something to offer, teach, all those sorts of things, go ahead and sign up for one. That's the main reason I did it. But I also hope to contribute to that very shortly. I noticed just how much different folks that I was interested in. I had never looked at their Patreon before. I didn't know much about it. And I went to their pages, and it shows you, if they choose, you can choose not to if you want, but you can also share with others how much monthly support you're getting. Which is interesting. So it is interesting. So I looked up VLDL and their Patreon, and I looked up Owen Benjamin, his Patreon. It's pretty interesting. You can just see how much folks are making just from that platform alone. So anyway, these cars are crazy. They think that I'm the one impeding them. I'm surrounded in a world of people that I feel like don't understand. So regularly, I interact with people that I feel like just have really messed up priorities. It's really weird, guys. all these things about the American dream and the ideals and pipe dreams, what people's general goals are, and how those goals are manipulated by commercialism and stuff. And what's even more fascinating is how even those that are pursuing downsizing, tiny homes, all of that stuff has become its own its own thing that may or may not have started out as a lofty ideal. Could have been a good thing, but it just got hijacked by commercialism. Oh, you guys want to do tiny homes? Well, look at all this stuff that you can have in your tiny home. Serious. I know it's ironic. It's super ironic. You know, you want to build a house that's 1/4 the size of a normal house? Well, there's going to be a fee associated with that. It's 4 times more of a fee per square foot than a regular home. It's a 400% fee. Wait, so I have to pay the same fee whether or not it's a big home or a little home? Well, no, we're not saying that. It's just 400%. Yeah. Oh, you could put this amazingly awesome thing in your tiny home. It's only 4 times more expensive than your 1/4 size home. Wait, but you're making the same. I know we have to make the same amount of money because that's how it works. Everything that's specialty, it's always based. What do these guys have? I worked for AT&T and I never understood what these things were. They have these little trailers with AT&T that they show up to the job site with, and they have an air conditioning unit on the top of the trailer, little windows, and I'm wondering if it's like a small kitchenette or what. I don't understand what they are. I always thought that they just carried their equipment in them, but I don't understand any equipment that would need cooled unless they have like a traveling like computer room situation going on, and they're not that fancy. It's AT&T. I doubt that. So, and it wouldn't need to be like some server room in a trailer. A server room in a trailer would be a really horrifying idea. Not horrifying, just terrible, 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 terrible. It really would. Just because all the jostling, even with solid state hard drives. All right, we'll move on. That's uninteresting. But I have no idea what those trailers are for that AT&T guys carry behind their trucks. Because I just thought, air conditioning. But why though? I never really thought about it until now, even though I used to work for those guys. I just didn't have that position. Field technician? No, facilities tech. That's right. The FTs? I wasn't a facilities tech. I was 2 levels below that. It was facilities tech, then service tech. I was a prim tech or field tech. Way different. Like I said, guys, I said this yesterday. I've had the opportunity to be at the bottom repeatedly. Very familiar with what the bottom looks like. does it mean? In some ways, you look at these situations and go, oh, it's just because you wouldn't play ball. You didn't play the game, so you didn't win the game. What can we learn from this surrounded by lies situation? Does anybody instantly come to mind with the put on the full armor of God? You guys know the practicality of the Bible? How relevant it is for our day-to-day life? It's not a life raft. Maybe for a short while it may be for some. But that's not its intended purpose. It's meant to be our water, or air, or food. It's meant to be what sustains us. Because we are surrounded by lies. We are surrounded by foolishness. Did you see that? I know you did. I'm going 60 miles on the dot. They were going no less than 80. Like, they were going really fast, guys. Really fast. Now they're swerving in and out of traffic up ahead. What am I doing? Just let everybody pass me. Go in the speed limit. Exactly. Guys, I'm just chilling. If any of y'all have gotten the wrong idea, I'm not stressed by these people passing me. I find it interesting, and I talk about it regularly. But I'm actually really calm. I hope that's pretty apparent. The fact that all these people are passing me and are, in some cases, creating a dangerous situation, and how quickly they want to get around the guy that's going the speed limit, I find it just so very interesting. People live with this thought of relativism without acknowledging that it's relativism. But I'll follow the speed limit however I want to follow the speed limit. This is what people say in practice. Why do I talk about the speed limit so much? Because it's easy, it's obvious, it's apparent. It's quantitative. It's measurable. Very, very, very easily measurable. It's blatant. And it's a good metaphor because it expands way, way, way beyond the road into each and every person's heart. And am I saying that everybody that has a tendency to speed has a sick heart? No. But I will argue that they might be a little too relativistic in their mind regarding possibly more than just the speed limit. I find it very unlikely that the speed limit's the only thing in their life that they choose to be relative in regards to obeying it. Circles back, right back around, guys, to the fact that we're surrounded by lies. This includes individuals in our existence. I'm going 70 and these people are not. Speed changed. I'm going 70 now. And I still have people chomping at the bit, so to speak, to get around me, proceed, get where they want to go, that 14.5 seconds earlier than if we were going to the same place. They would be able to park, unbuckle themselves, step out of the vehicle, shut their door, and be halfway towards the establishment of choice compared to myself that would be parking as they were halfway across the parking lot. Just amazing. Just amazing. I like the metaphor. I use it obviously all the time. But I want to draw your mind to the fact that I am referring to the speeders metaphorically, that the significance of their speeding is goes far beyond the road. Because the cost also goes beyond the road in the moment. There's so many costs, seen and unseen. Every now and then, our obedience to the law is an example to others. They take notice. They go, in the example of the speeding thing. Every now and then you're like, oh, this guy's going, oh, well, that guy's going 70. I bet that's the speed limit. Oh, look, there's the sign. It is the speed limit. Oh, that guy's going exactly 70 miles an hour. Interesting. Moving on. I don't have time for all that. Isn't it funny that people are like, I couldn't do that. I don't have what? Self-control? Cruise control? All these people anxiously changing lanes. They see this car up ahead that's going dramatically slower than they are. And they're like, oh, no. Oh, it's an obstacle. I've got to change lanes. And there's all these people in my way. What do I do? Again, people are thinking in their minds, I'll follow that law however I want to follow it. Without even for a moment contemplating the ignorance of that statement. So I guess my main thing for you is are there any areas in your life where you know for sure that you're trying to flex the law? You're trying to finesse it. And when I say the law, make sure you understand I'm talking about good law, Where does good law come from? You should be able to answer that. It comes from the only one who is good. I pass people too every now and then. These folks appear to be going about 67, 66. They're texting and driving. So they may as well be going about 330 miles an hour. Did you ever think about that? Why I would say 300 miles an hour or 330? Because if your attention is split up, it's almost as if you're going that fast because of your limited reaction time. I'm sure there's a better way to mathematically get the actual answer there. Is there anything that you know you should have been doing, could have been doing, but you've been making excuses? I would say seek some Christian brotherly counsel. There's a mass of cars coming. I can't take a left yet. It was such bad timing. Find a brother or sister in Christ and see. We can come to conclusions on our own, but it's really good to have at least one other person that gets it to be able to be like, yeah, you're spot on that. Definitely do that. Be like, yeah. Well, thank you for the encouragement. And it adds a component called accountability. It's very important. I bet the people behind me are like, I saw so many opportunities that you could have gone. Yeah, well, I'm taking into a lot of factors, and we've got people making left-hand turns in front of me. We've got cars coming both directions at different, just a constant flow. This is the worst time. I never usually come to work this late. So constant people getting onto the highway, and I can't turn in front of them. And then by the time that they're cleared out, I can't do anything. So it's ridiculous. So many people. Just disgusting. It's not disgusting. Kind of is, though. I'm kidding. Well, I'm looking at all sorts of things, guys. Looking at all sorts of things. Here's my question to anybody that's left here, because I'm pretty sure I've faded away into nonsense land in my brain this morning. And nonsense is not something that I am very passionate about. I like to make sense as much as I can. But for anybody that's watching this or watches this, let me know what kind of things you would be interested in having, winning, earning, so on and so on. Because the way that I do the Patreon stuff, I want to make it to where there's a lot of people that are getting the thing they're interested in that will help them do situation, and I'm able to send a little bit of starter next day, like a next day air situation or something. I don't know. Something. Gotta brainstorm. I liked the idea of me building a teepee that was collapsible and expandable, that could be shipped in a relatively decent sized box. I thought that was an interesting idea. Anyway. One of these days, I'm going to go back to a normal work schedule, and I'll be able to have my brain back. It's my plan. Good morning. Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Intoxicating. Everybody's gone for good reason. We're going to transition to topical. I'm going to transition to a little bit more of a topical situation. Keep me focused. A little more commenting with topics would be beneficial, but I'll come up with them otherwise. And everybody have a great day. I will see you.